let's talk about these companies that have reignited this interest in space exploration. Let's talk about SpaceX, Blue Origin. They're locked in this friendly battle that is now commonly referred to as Space Race 2.0. What is your thought on this commercialization of space exploration, these private companies coming in? Do you think it's a positive for the industry? Is there any negatives involved in it? What are your general thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's ultimately a positive. I think the commercialization of space. So for context, I was also a Matthew Isakowitz fellow. The Matthew Isakowitz Fellowship is a really incredible program. That's the whole goal, is to get people interested in commercial spaceflight. And I think without commercial spaceflight, we wouldn't have, had the space station around as long as we have, because, SpaceX with Cargo Dragon and now Crew Dragon has allowed us to continue resupplying the space station and getting crew up to the space station. And I think what happened is it's moved from just kind of being a government supported contract the way that, shuttle was built by commercial companies and then operated by NASA. But now you have this sort of like one step forward or further where commercial companies are really supporting themselves in this industry. And there's like a space for space sort of idea happening. And I think it has definitely reignited the way engineering students engage with the industry, because your options are so much more varied now. Even when I was going to school, it was like, it felt like your options were just like NASA or Boeing or, Lockheed Martin, and like maybe SpaceX if you like wanted to work 80 hours a week and drive yourself into the ground, because they were just coming up. But now you have so many more options, and there's more room for people to get into space that way, which I think is really important.
You spoke about the people leading these companies, these little known names, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos. There's a lot of comment about these companies being run on the cult of personality of these two individuals. Mm-hmm. What do you think of them? Are they the right people? Do they have the right motivations? Are they the right ushers of this new space age?
That's a hard question. Yeah, I mean, like, I can say what I want about each of them based on their own personal values, but the bottom line is like both of their companies are still doing work, right? Good work. SpaceX may be more successfully so in the public eye, whereas Blue has a lot of like behind the scenes work on solar panel and lunar regolith that I think, again, they're maybe not advertising as well as they should, but they're still winning contracts. And SpaceX is doing incredible work. And it takes a village, right? It takes the whole village, not just the face of those companies. Would I like those companies to have maybe like slightly more, less like inflammatory heads? Like probably, right? But I think like the reality is that people get sucked into cult of personality. That's just like how we operate in our environment now. And I would like it to not be. I'd like it to be more focused on like the really good work the engineers are doing. Like, I don't think anyone in the public could name the NASA administrator, but people do know about the Mars rovers, right? Which I think is good. Whereas like, I don't think people could name this Falcon as a SpaceX rocket, but they know who Elon Musk is. Yeah. So it's interesting how that kind of flopped a little bit with the commercial side, or flip-flopped, not like flopped. But
do you think that's inevitable? Like you have to have someone that, I don't know if popular is the word, but I guess that type of a name that people start gravitating towards, so you get so much interest and we can actually start making the progress that we want?
No, I don't think so. I think you just need to have someone who can fundraise and someone who has like someone who knows how to hire good engineers and do good work, right? Because eventually the work will start paying or start speaking for itself. And not just like the personality. I think it's just sort of like to the public, those companies are the personalities, but in the industry, it really is like about the good work those companies do and about the engineers.